Hey guys, this is your girl Miss Tiff here. Today we're going to be making some baked chicken. I have one that's cut in half already, and then the other one I'm going to show you how to cut in half. We're going to be using this one to make for our chicken pot pie. We'll remix that in another video, but for right now, just stay tuned and watch how I cut this up. So we have it turned on the back, and we're just going to cut right down the middle, down the tailbone. Oh, and by the way, I have already rinsed the chicken and everything and cleaned out all the guts. Oh, crap. That was getting a little slippery, so I turned it this way. Now, you can also use kitchen shears for this. I prefer a knife. I'm going to show you just that way, too, if you like, if that may be a little bit easier. I don't prefer this because I have carpal tunnel, and sometimes it's a little bit more difficult for me to grip the scissors. Okay, and then if you see a little bit of this kind of gunky stuff in here, you can just kind of pull that out. I just kind of pull it out and get rid of it. And then let me pull like a little garbage bowl down. So that can be just for all my little bits and stuff, so I don't have to keep touching everything with the chicken hands. So right now we have our seasonings. We have black pepper, a little bit of allspice, some Pam or cooking spray. I just use whatever generic kind that the store has. I am not picky, honey. Some Italian seasoning, some paprika, some poultry seasoning, little garlic and onion powder, and some seasoning salt. Now I know y'all probably like, oh, she done touched all that stuff with that chicken on her hands. Guess what? It's called bleaching soap. And I can rinse all of this stuff off and wipe it down before I put it in the cabinet. Don't worry. Don't worry. So we're going to season the inside of the chicken first. Let me move this out the way so you can see. Season the inside of the chicken first. We're going to add just a tad bit of salt because I usually don't use a lot of salt. You know, it's not good for you. It increases sodium and all of that stuff in your body. Causes high blood pressure, hypertension, all that stuff is just not good for our people. So I'm going to use just a little bit. And then the allspice. It has like a sweet kind of smell underlining to it, but don't be alarmed. You're not going to taste the sweetness on your chicken. It's just going to give it a little bit of, what is that? Okay, just a tad. You don't need a lot to bring out the kind of nutmeggy clove smell, but just a little bit to enhance the flavors. Then we're going to add the garlic powder. Now you can kind of go crazy on this because it's just powder. There's no salt in here, and it actually enhances flavor. Same with the onion powder. Kind of go what you know. I just sprinkle it. I don't really have measurements. You just kind of go with what you feel. With that camera. And I have some pepper here. I kind of am a little bit liberal on that because I like a little bit of spice. And I have some poultry seasoning. A little bit of Italian seasoning. And some paprika. Paprika does not really have any flavor, excuse me, but it is really good for enhancing the color of your chicken or meat or whatever you have. It gives it that nice little golden brown and delicious color that we all love. It just makes your food just don't look bland. So I like to rub it in. Here, let me grab a piece of paper towel. You don't have to show me. Now, since that's a lot of seasoning, I did wipe that off because I don't want all of that. I don't like the way it feels. We're going to add a little bit of cooking spray just to the underside because I do not add any water or moisture to my baked chicken. So I like to use the cooking spray just a little bit to kind of keep it from drying out until it starts producing its own moisture, which it will after it cooks for some time. So we're going to do this side the same exact way as we did the other side. The only difference is I'm going to spray it first. And the reason why I'm spraying it first is because I like for my skin to have a really nice even layer of seasonings and stuff and look all pretty and delicious. I do not want to do too much massaging and rubbing once I put the seasoning on the outside. And you'll see what I mean when I'm done. So we have some more seasoning. So we're going to add the same seasonings that we added to the front side. We're going to put it on here. Make sure you kind of lift them legs and stuff up. Get it up under the wings. And then a little bit of poultry seasoning. You don't really want to use a lot of this. A little bit goes a long way. That's kind of the same with the allspice. You don't really want to taste it. You just want to have that thing to say, what is that? Or this tastes different. What did you do? You told them that. I know. A little garlic powder. I need you to not tell me what I said because I know what I said. A little bit of onion powder. Pause it. Add some black pepper. Some paprika. Again, this is just for the color. This is not going to give you any flavor. It's just for the color. And some Italian seasoning. Now, when I'm doing this, I just want you guys to know that if you do not have all of the seasonings that I used today, you do not need all of them. You can use your own seasonings all together, or you can just remix and make it your own. You do not have to go like step by step. Oh, she don't have this, or she used this, and you don't have to worry about that. It's just whatever you prefer. It's fine. So we're going to do just a small little rub down. Just a small little rub down. Now, personally, I prefer to just leave the seasoning on top and kind of rustic like that. But when I do that, my daughter doesn't like it. She says that the seasoning is a little bit too overpowering. So I just kind of rub it in and give it a nice little rub down. It kind of spreads it out a little bit. I just like the way it looks when they're all layered like this. But we're not going to do it like that. So now that we have that all complete, what we're going to do is we're just going to put some foil on top of it. And let it cook on 375 for about 30 minutes or so, and we'll be back. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my stuff together for my fried potatoes and onions, also known as smothered potatoes. It's something that I love. I grew up on it. My mom made it all the time. It's so delicious. Here's the way that I do it. It's not quite like hers, but it's still pretty good. So we're going to add a little bit of grapeseed oil in the bottom of the pan. And I know you guys probably like, why is she doing that on the counter? Well, I have more working space right here so I can show you in greater detail what I'm doing versus trying to have you all bunched up over by the stove. So I'm just going to do it right here, and then I'll take you over there while I'm cooking it to give you a kind of quick look on what's going on. And in this bowl, I have about 5 medium potatoes that I'm just going to cut. I like to have the potatoes with the skin on them, so I will keep them on. I will not take the skin off for me personally. However, if you do not like the skin on your potatoes, you can always just peel them and still cut them. About maybe like a half of an inch, quarter inch. Not really that good at measurements. Don't kill me. So that's one. I'm gonna cut up some more. But yeah, my mom, she made this all the time. Sometimes she'll make it for breakfast, along with some eggs and sausage or some pancakes or something. Depends on who all was over. She'll make it for dinner, just lunch, just whenever. Whenever we had a taste for it, we'll beg her. I'll be like, Mom, Mom, Mom. Even now, if she was here, I would have her making these for me because I love, 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 love her smothered potatoes. You do not have to be like exactly precise when cooking because I am no chef, honey. Okay, so I cut up all of the potatoes. Now I'm doing one small onion. You can use small to medium onion, whichever is your preference. I'm using a smaller one today because I have been eating a lot of onions, and that's how I'm feeling. Okay, so now we have that cut. I'm going to bring you over to the stove. We'll be back in a second. Okay, so we have our pot. It's a little bit warm, probably a lot of warm. It's ready for our potatoes and onions now. We're going to start putting it in. Okay, I just had to test it, make sure it wasn't too hot, because I have my kid right here by the stove helping me film. Hold that phone steady. Hold it steady. We're going to add your potatoes in. You don't have to be as gentle and as delicate as I'm being. That's just what I like to do. I don't know. I guess I think I get a better flavor, if you will, if I treat them and caress my food.
Like a baby.
Like it, yeah, like a baby. Like it's somebody I love.
Like me.
I don't know, because you working it today. Just kidding, people. Don't need y'all talking about me not loving my kid. Just kidding. Okay, and on top of the potatoes, I always add the onions, just so I can start getting a good flavor all throughout the potatoes too. I want the flavor of the onions inside of there. I want you to hold still, son. That's what I want, please.
I'm holding still.
You're not.
What?
And I want you to not make that noise. That's distracting. Okay, so now I'm going to season the potatoes. Of course, with just a tad bit of seasoning salt, not a lot. Just enough to lightly dust and cover it. Tad bit of onion powder, or this is garlic powder, but you're going to use garlic powder and onion powder, so it don't matter which way I put it. Some black pepper. Now for this, I like to have that nice little kick of black pepper, so I like to have it seasoned all over. That's just my preference. You don't have to use that much. That's just what I enjoy. And then we're going to use some parsley flakes just to give it that little greenery. I love, love, love cooking with color. You have to have color in your cooking. And some paprika. Again, it's just for the color. It's not really anything special. So now once you have it seasoned, stay on the pot. Just want to add your top. My top is a little bit small, but that's fine. We're going to let that cook for a little while and get brown and crusty on the bottom. And while that's doing that, do not follow me. Stay on the pot, honey. Pause it. Okay, so we had the potatoes going for about 3 to 5 minutes with the lid on. We're going to give it a little flip. We're not going to stir them because that takes away from the crisp on the edges. You see some of them are getting that little brown color? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for that little brown crispiness. Okay. See that? You see how that was getting a little golden right there? We're just looking for the brown crispiness. That's all you do. Just put it in there and let it go for what it knows. Okay, so while the potatoes are cooking and while you have your chicken in the oven, we're going to make just some quick little frozen broccoli because I'm kind of pressed for time today. So let's just see how we do it. We're going to add some broccoli to our pan. Now, when you're using frozen veggies, it's always okay to go ahead and remix it a little bit. Like you can add and mix and match the frozen with the fresh, okay? Which is what I'm going to do now. So I'm like, oh my gosh, she's using frozen broccoli. You can use it when you're pressed for time. Relax, kiddos. It's not the end of the world. But your kids get a complete and full meal. It's what's important, right? So I added about maybe 2 cups of frozen broccoli in here. And then I'll add maybe like a third of a cup of water. Just a little bit. You don't really want the actual water to kind of be in the food. You just want it to help steam it a little bit. And then we're going to add a little small pat of garlic butter, just to kind of give it some of the garlic flavor. I love garlic. If you can't tell already, I'm telling you. And we're going to give just a little small pat of margarine. Or you can use regular butter, or you can use all garlic butter. It's really your preference. To this, we're going to put a couple of screws of cracked black pepper. Oh, that's sea salt. Same thing. A few screws of each. And then we're going to use some colorful peppers. If you guys do not know, you will know that I love, again, colors with my food. And here's why. When you're using colorful food to cook, it means that you're giving yourself an assortment of vitamins and nutritions and everything that your body needs to, you know, stay strong and fight off immunity. And I mean, not fight off immunity, but gain immunity and fight off illnesses and sicknesses and stuff. So, and then it also is good for your digestive system. I suffer from some digestive issues as well as some reproductive issues. And so, this helped me kind of stay focused and to keep a natural, healthy stuff going on inside, if you know what I mean. So we're going to do about a 1/4 cup of each color pepper. Yeah, if you have colors in your food, your stomach will be extremely happy and it'll be good to you. Try to implement as much veggies and stuff as you want. If you have kids that may not like the actual vegetables, you can always add a little bit of cheese. Everybody loves cheese, right? If you're vegan, you can use vegan cheese. Or you can use the vegan Parmesan cheese that they have. Or you can use vegan croutons. I know they have like Kelly croutons and stuff like that. You can just use like whatever is your favorite. You can make like a cheese sauce and put it on there. Just kind of remix it, make it your own. As I said before, like whatever I do, you do not have to stick to that. You can switch it up. You can add like sun-dried tomatoes, mushrooms. I've done that before. You'll probably see me do that, where I add like tomatoes, sun-dried mushrooms, fresh garlic and things like that to my frozen veggies, or just the fresh veggies. It really depends on my mood. So now we have everything's ready to go. We have some salt, pepper, some garlic butter, a little bit of margarine, red, yellow, and orange bell peppers. We're going to take it to the stove and get it to steam, and then dinner will be ready. Okay, so we're doing our final check for real this time on the potatoes. And you see how they are all brown and caramelized and they're good and golden color. And so how you know that they're done, you just want to be able to gently push right into the potato and it breaks apart. Shouldn't have too much force needed. And you just flip it over. You see that they're all together. You see that nice, pretty golden color. There you go. That's what we need.
And also, when y'all turn off the stove, make sure that the stove is all the way off.
Yes, for any kids that might be trying this, make sure the stove is all the way off. So now this is done. We're going to turn that all the way off. And we're going to finish waiting for our veggies. Oh, now you can see that they have a nice little boil going. They're coming along nicely. Pretty good, pretty good. What I like to see, you see all those pretty, beautiful, vibrant colors. I'm just going to steam it just a little bit. Steam, 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 steam. Okay. Okay, so we've had our chicken in for about 30 minutes or so. So we're going to give it a little quick check. Can you see the chicken up here?
Yeah.
Okay, don't mind that one right there. I got into a fight at the butcher or something. I don't know what happened. The tip was kind of hanging off, and I took it completely off, which now I wish I didn't do that, because now the bone is sticking out really bad and it look butchered. But guess what? We still gonna eat it. Okay, so give it a quick little check. Get closer. Get closer. So you can see the skin still is running a little pink still, so we're gonna let it cook for about maybe 15-20 more minutes. And after about 20 minutes, we're gonna take the top off, let it completely get brown. But I'll be back to show you that part. Okay, guys, so it's been about 15 to 20 minutes. So let's open it up. And you see it's got all the juices and more juices and stuff going. So we're gonna put it back in there and let it get a little bit more brown and crispy and stuff. About maybe 10 minutes and we're done. You bet. Okay, guys, everything is ready. We have our baked chicken here, our broccoli with peppers, and our potatoes with onions. Okay, we're gonna slice off just the leg quarter here, making a plate for hubby. Just so you can see, look at how easy it's sliced. So all together, we had the chicken in the oven for about maybe an hour, like 45 minutes with the lid on, and then the 15 minutes with it off. And then we're going to scoop out the broccoli with the peppers on it. And then we're going to scoop out just a little bit of potatoes. Just kind of arrange it so it could be a little pretty.
See, this is the plate.
I like to have more veggies than anything else on there.
So it's more healthy.
Bon appetit!